Shalom, Israel. The I.S.U.P.K is hosting the Lord's 55th annual Passover with a all-access pass to the lamb slaughter, all-black party, scripture breakdown class, kids party, the Lord's 55th annual Passover, and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Get your all-access pass at ISUPK.com, starting with April 17th events with the lamb slaughter at 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. in North Carolina. Make sure that you get involved. Make sure that you're in the house at 1921 Strickland Road, Clayton, North Carolina. Followed up on April 18th, Thursday, the all-black party. I.S.U.P.K concert series in Durham, North Carolina at the Durham Armory. Last year we tore it down, and this year it's gonna be a whole movie. Then Friday we have the kids party with a petting zoo. On top of that, it's going to be held at the Sky Zone Trampoline Park with virtual reality included. Get your all-access pass at ISUPK.com. April 19th in the evening, General Hyman's scripture breakdown class. You already know we got the heavy hitter in the building, and it's going to be at the South Square Event Center. Make sure that you're in the house starting at 7 p.m. in Durham, North Carolina. Then April 20th, the moment you've been waiting for, the Lord's 55th annual Passover. Make sure that everybody's in the house, and it's being held at the last Black National Fairgrounds in Pittsboro, North Carolina, starting at 6 p.m. Also housing an actual slave quarters, which you will be for a brunch. Make sure you're in the house on time. Then April 21st, Sunday, is the Feast of Unleavened Bread at the Haiti Heritage Center, 804 Old Fayetteville Street, Durham, North Carolina. Make sure that you are in the house. If you have not booked your hotel room, there are still a few rooms available at the Millennium Hotel. Check the number. Make sure that you call. Rooms are only available while they last.
The I.S.U.P.K United Kingdom will once again be joining our brothers and sisters from across the pond for the Lord's 55th annual Passover. As we do every year, we'll be making the journey to the States. This year, the Passover, hosted by Commanding General YAHANNA and the I.S.U.P.K, will once again be in Durham, North Carolina. Last year's Passover was a spectacle, and this year will be even more glorious. We'll be holding it at the oldest and last active black-owned fairground.
To the brothers, Washam, Yahushamayla Da Bashim Yahushai, to the sisters. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out 125th, 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the command of General YAHANNA. And we teach that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, God's chosen people. Okay, we've been doing this since 1969. Okay, teaching and bringing the truth to our people, our beloved so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This is the Monday Night Law class. We'll go through some of the announcements, what we've got going on in the school. School's really busy at the minute. We've got the Passover coming up in Durham, North Carolina. That's on the 20th of April. In the Gregorian calendar. Okay, so Monday night we've got the law class. Tuesday night we've got the brotherhood class. Wednesday night we've got the history class. Thursday is the scripture breakdown class. Friday is the Lashuan Kodash class. Friday after the Lashuan Kodash from 9 till 11 we have the radio show on the ends. All the classes are streamed live in the school. on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Okay, Saturday morning we have a Sabbath class live from the school. All the streams are Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Okay, so that's what we've got going on. Saturday morning Sabbath class live in the school from 10 to 11. Then we hit the streets for Saturday street camp.
This Saturday, Leicester.
This Saturday we've got a class in Leicester at Maidstone Road, the Caribbean Centre, Maidstone Road, St. Peter's Estate, Highfields, Leicester. Okay, that's LE2. Okay, the class starts at 5 till 7, and I believe it's with Officer Dungabar.
Officer Dungabar, it's Christianity and slavery are like husband and wife.
Christianity and slavery are like husband and wife. That will be the topic. So get yourself down to Maidstone Road, the Caribbean Centre, and bring your questions, all your questions. We will answer them. Well, Officer Dungabar will answer all your questions. There's plenty of room for our people, our so-called beloved Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. So you get yourself down to the Caribbean Centre at the workshop, or the Caribbean Centre at Maidstone Road, St. Peter's Estate, Highfields, Leicester, LE2. Okay, I'll give you the rest of the postcode by the end of the class tonight. So that's what we've got going on in the school.
LE20UA.
LE20UA. Okay, so that's the postcode for the Caribbean Centre in Leicester, in St. Peter's, Highfields. Okay, remember 5 till 7 the class starts. Don't be late. Try and come 15 minutes early. You might not get a seat if you turn up late. It's free of charge. We've got food, drinks, rice and peas on offer. It's all free of charge, straight from the school, the I.S.U.P.K, Birmingham, Hockley, under the command of General YAHANNA. Okay, so that's what we've got going on in the school. Remember, after street camp, after Saturday morning Sabbath service, we've got street camp. And 1 week it's in London Central, Piccadilly, and the next week it's in Birmingham Central. Okay, outside the Bull Ring. And that's what we've got going on in the school. Get yourself down to Birmingham if you're local, and come and listen to us at street camp. Okay, you might get the shock of your life, or you might be enlightened. Okay, either way, the Spirit bears witness according to the Bible. Tonight's class, we're going to jump straight into tonight's class. Tonight's class is entitled Tattoos Are Unlawful. Tattoos are unlawful. Let's have a look at that. Tattoos are unlawful because according to the word of the Most High God, according to the Bible, we shouldn't be having tattoos. We shouldn't be marking our body with this ink that has been around for thousands of years. Okay, now I'm not saying our people have been using tattoos for thousands of years, but man has used tattoos for thousands of years. And it seems to me that it's only become globally popular and a global phenomenon, these tattoos, since our people have jumped on the bandwagon and started using them and having tattoos from head to toe. Some of our sporting icons, some of our musicians, actors, icons that come from our nation. The 12 tribes of Israel, our so-called beloved Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Since we've started getting these tattoos and marking our bodies and covering our bodies with these tattoos, with this ink, then for some reason, it's become fashionable. And that's happened in the last 25 years, since the 90s, 25, 30 years. Okay, we're talking about our icons, a lot of our music icons, people like Vybz Kartel, Tupac, 50 Cent.
I remember Raheem Sterling got on as well, isn't it?
Raheem Sterling, one of our sporting icons. Okay, so we're going to have a look at tattoos, and should we, as a nation of people, as the chosen people of the Most High God, Yahweh, should we really be participating in this global phenomenon, which the Bible and the Most High God has told us is unlawful. It's against the law to have tattoos, to mark your body with these tattoos and put this ink on your skin. We're going to have a look at the law and why these tattoos are unlawful, but let's start and have a look at what's happened to our people. Let's start at John, if you can find me, John 8:32, other one, Baba Kasha. We've got a couple of videos we're going to play as well, a little more, but we're going to start with John 8:32. The title of the class, Tattoos Are Unlawful. Okay, so when you've got that other one, if you can read that for me.
John 8:32, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Read that again, Baba Kashas.
And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
You see, the problem with our people, we don't know the truth. We've been lied to, and we've been destroyed utterly as a people, laying bottom of the pile. And now we watch these other nations and want to jump on the things that they're doing instead of sticking to our own thing, which is our records, the word of the Most High God, our records. We've got a law. We've got a law. And in that law, it says, thou shalt not mar thy body. You shouldn't be using tattoos on your skin, defiling your temple. And in John 8:32, we don't understand the Bible. We don't understand the laws. We don't understand what is spiritually good for our people because we no longer know the truth. It's down to our leaders. What springs to mind is them pastors in that Christian church that, I mean, I'm not sure if it's T.D. Jakes. He's got tattoos up his arms. Now, what kind of, now don't quote me on that. It might be another pastor. I might have the wrong one. But I'm sure T.D. Jakes has got a couple of tattoos on his arm. Now, imagine you're in the congregation and you're listening to one of your pastors allegedly teaching to you or teaching to the congregation. And you can see him marred and covered in tattoos. You're going to leave that congregation Sunday morning thinking it's cool. It's okay to have tattoos. And what are you going to do? You're going to go to the local tattoo shop and get a tattoo. And this is what's happened with our leaders. Our leaders in that Christian church are not teaching our people righteousness. They're not teaching our peoples the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. So we're lost and confused, and we're following the likes of T.D. Jakes all over the place, anywhere but closer to God. I mean, we've got these records for a reason. These records tell us that tattoos are an abomination to the Most High God. So why the hell are we following the likes of Vibes Cartel, Tupac and 50 Cent and getting these things? And if you notice, these guys have made tattoos fashionable. They weren't fashionable before we jumped on this thing. Okay, we're gonna have a look at where tattoos come from. We're gonna have a look at the history of tattoos. I'm gonna have a look at the law, what the law says in the Bible, the King James Version 16:11 about tattoos. So can you just read that again for me, other one?
No problem. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So if you knew the Bible, if you knew our records, if you knew the law, you would not be getting these tattoos. And even if you liked Vibes Cartel, Tupac, 50 Cent, you wouldn't give a what they're doing to their skin. You wouldn't follow them. You wouldn't be up in that Christian church watching T.D. Jakes, Pastor Jennings, and whoever else has marred their skin with tattoos and following them and thinking it's okay to break the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. Can you get me Matthew 5:13? Other one, Baba Kashar. So once you come through these doors and get yourself in the I.S.U.P.K, under the command of General YAHANNA, the home of the truth, the One West doctrine. You will learn these laws. And I promise you, you will never go near a tattoo shop again.
That's right.
Once you know God spiritually, you don't just know how physically how to spell his name. G-O-D. Even his real name, according to the Bible, Yahweh. Yeah, you will know him spiritually like the priests do in the I.S.U.P.K.
That's right.
And you will begin to keep these laws, and you won't ever go near a tattoo shop again in your life.
Right.
I guarantee that. I guarantee. Matthew 5:13.
Matthew 5:13. Ye are the salt of the earth.
Ye are what?
The salt of the earth.
You see that? This is talking about Hebrew Israelites. This is the Apostle Matthew's records. And he's talking about us being the salt of the earth. Now, what does that mean? We are the salt of the earth. We are numero uno. We are number one. We are cream of the crop. We are creme de la creme, according to our records. Okay, so we are the salt of the earth. Anything that you eat and taste that tastes good, what is the first seasoning it has on it? And how to dance like Bollywood. I want to learn karate like the Japanese. I want to learn karate like the Japanese. It's not fashionable to follow these nations, but it's fashionable to watch our people and follow our people. Read that again for me, Baba Kashar, from the top.
Matthew 5:13.
Just read it out of the book, otherwise. Just yeah.
Okay.
Matthew 5.
Matthew 5:13. Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted?
Okay, so we are the salt of the earth. That means we are the seasoning of this earth. Without us, there is no fashion. Without us, tattoos would not be fashionable. Nobody would want to get a tattoo if it wasn't for our people. It's because Vibes Cartel gets tattoos. Everybody wants one. All the young kids want one. You got something for us, otherwise.
Like even with dreadlocks, before the black man put dreads on hotspots on the pupils, before the black man had dreadlocks, dreads were disgusting. East Indian custom that no one would ever have. We made it fashionable, you know, we made it look nice and everything. Now everybody wants one. Even with the whole chichi man thing, black like men that are sexual deviants act like black women, don't act like women that like black women. Like a black woman's a trendy thing to be. That makes sense.
Can't. Yeah, so we are the salt of the earth, but we are the salt of the earth, and that's why everybody follows us. That's why everybody wants to be like us. Everybody wants to talk patois or jive talk or street talk or hood talk. Everybody wants to dance like us. Everybody wants to dress like us. And nowadays, everybody wants tattoos like us. Everybody wants to be like us. We are the salt of the earth. Read on.
God, verse 13.
Verse 13.
No, from but if the salt.
Come on. But, sorry.
Read that other one up.
God, but if the salt has lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted?
Okay, so what's happened? We've lost the savor. Why have we lost the savor? Because we're in that damn tattoo shop breaking the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. Okay? Something that didn't reside to us, something that didn't belong to us, we jumped on. Okay? Not knowing that we was breaking the Most High's laws. We've jumped on this thing, blown it up, turned it fashionable. But in the meantime, we've lost our salt. We've lost our seasoning. We've lost that thing that was special about us.
That's right.
Do we see this? It's right here. It's right here in Matthew 5 and 13. Tattoos became fashionable when we started wearing them, because we are the salt of the earth. Everything we touch or do, everyone else wants a part of. And they copy everything we do. Okay? But the minute we turn away from the Most High God and start participating in these abominations, we lose our seasoning. We lose that very thing that makes us different and separate to the other nations. Why? Because we become wicked like them.
That's right.
That's the bottom line. Read that again for me.
Come on. Matthew 5 verse 13. Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted?
Read on.
It is thenceforth.
It is thenceforth.
It is thenceforth good for nothing.
It is thenceforth good for nothing. You're the salt of the earth. You've seasoned the meat. You've seasoned the fish. Okay? You've let the fish spoil. If the fish spoils, what's happened to the salt, the seasoning on the fish? It was no good. It was just redundant. It becomes redundant. That's what's happened to our beloved blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We have become redundant. We have become worthless and useless because we are jumping in and jumping on the bandwagon of all the other 17 nations. We want a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You look at the 70s and 80s when Kickers movies were massive. You understand? Every black man in school, every black youth in school was Bruce Lee. Every black youth in school was Chuck Norris. They're not Israelites. The last time I checked, Bruce Lee is a Moabite. Chuck Norris is an Edomite. Why the hell do we want to? We've got the best hands. We've got the best legs and feet in the world. Why do we want to be kung fu artists? We already make the best boxers, judo. We already make the best grafters, cleaners, inventors, fashion icons. We're the best at everything. Why do we need the heathen? The only reason we need the heathen for is, like the Bible says, is to serve us, serve a purpose. That's it. We shouldn't be jumping on their bandwagon. We shouldn't be jumping on their things. We lose our salt. We lose our seasoning. Read that last part again, Baba Kashaw.
But if the salt has lost its savory, where shall it be salted? It is thence for nothing.
Good for nothing.
Thence good for nothing, but to be casted out and to be trampled under foot of men.
Okay, so that last part said, but to be cast out and to be trodden underfoot of men. What the hell happened to our beloved blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? What happened to us when we broke the law? One too many times. What happened to us? Does anybody know? We got kicked out of our land, Israel. We got kicked out of our land and we got trampled on. by the so-called oppressor. Okay, so this here in Matthew 5 and 13 is telling you exactly what happens to you Israelites when you disobey the laws of God. When you keep going to that tattoo shop and getting your tattoos. This is a law class, okay? And we're going to tell you straight to your face, you shouldn't be getting tattoos. You shouldn't be marring your body. This is not our thing. This is an ancient Egyptian thing. This is an ancient Greek thing. This is an ancient Hamite, an ancient Edomite thing. This is not our thing. The ancient Samoans, who I believe are the seed of Japheth. This is a Japhite thing. We shouldn't be doing these ancient rituals that's leading us away from the Most High God into idolatry, into all kinds of nonsense that doesn't belong to us. Has nothing to do with us, our people. Period. Get me Leviticus. Let's have a look at the law. Get me Leviticus 19 and 28. Sir, at the back, you okay? Do you want a Bible? You need a Bible? You good? Okay, get me Leviticus 19 and 28. Let's have a look what the Most High God says about your goddamn tattoos. Let's see what the Most High God says about you marking your skin. The one body that he gave you that doesn't even belong to you, Israel. You think your body belongs to you? No, it does not. Your body belongs and came from somewhere else, a much higher power than your mother or father.
That's right.
Try bear that in mind, Israel. Read that, Baba Kashan.
The book of Leviticus 19 verse 28. He shall not make any cutting in your flesh.
He shall what?
Not make any cutting in your flesh.
He shall what?
Not make any cutting in your flesh.
Read.
For the dead, nor print any marking upon you. I am the Lord.
There you go. He is the Lord. He's spoken. But our beloved blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians can't hear. We're hardened. We're stiff-necked as hell. We do not want to listen. You shall not cut into your flesh, nor mar the skin with anything. That's ink. Did you know that when you tattoo, you put a tattoo on your body? Do you know you're opening your skin? You might as well be cutting yourself with a razor blade. You're opening your skin and putting poison in your body. That's what you do every time you hold a tattoo. And because you don't drop down dead the next day, you think it's healthy. You think it looks good. You think it's fashionable. You go and get all crazy kinds of tattoos, giant size crosses on your back. Christ was killed on the cross. What the hell? Why are we bringing tattoos are bringing idolatry into the argument?
That's right.
Okay. Not to pick on anybody specific, but okay. So many Judites in Issachar get giant size Caesar Borgia tattoos stuck on their chest and on their torsos, walking around naked in Miami. Cubans, Manasseh, and Judites with giant size Caesar Borgias. This is idolatry. You haven't even got the right Jesus on your chest. But Jesus is blood related to you, Issachar. Jesus is blood related to you, Judah. And Jesus is closely blood related to Judah, because in Hebrews 7 and 14, Christ is a Judite. And Jesus is blood related to you, Manasseh. But you've got a tattoo of the fake Jesus, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed devil, oppressor Jesus, Caesar Borgia, and you've got him big and broad, and you walk round up and down trapping on the Miami beaches and the Miami strips with Caesar Borgia big and broad on your chest front. How mad is that? How crazy is that? We have got no idea what we're doing, Israel. No idea. Read that law again, Bob. Shot. Leviticus 19.
Leviticus 19 verse 28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any markings upon you. I am the Lord.
And he's the Most High spoken. Don't question him. Who the hell are you to question the Most High God? Just do what you're told. He's told you, do not mar your skin. Do not mar your body. Do not defile your temple. Do not do it, Israel. This is the word of the Most High God. This isn't your teacher telling you to do something, your homework. This isn't your father or your mother telling you to tidy your bedroom and wash the pots and take the garbage out. This is the Most High God speaking. It doesn't, this power is the highest power you will ever bear witness to in your lifetime.
That's right.
You defy, we're not telling you to defy your father or defy your teacher, yeah? But if you're going to defy anybody, it's better you defy them than you defy the Most High God, because I promise you, Israel, your judgment is going to be a lot worse from the Most High God than it ever could be from your father or your teacher. Read that again, Baba Kasha. Let's get this right.
Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead.
Hold on. Leviticus 19 and 28. Read.
The book of Leviticus 19 verse 28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marking upon you. I am the Lord.
And the Most High God spoken. So this is what we're not good at. We've got to become good at. Listening, hearkening to the Most High God, and doing as we're damn well told. That's it. Point blank and period. It's not difficult. If we can do as we're told, we're a nation again. If we can do as we're told, we're the salt of the earth again. If we can do as we're told, we're placed back in our rightful position, ruling this kingdom. And this kingdom is wicked no more. And this is how the new kingdom that Christ brings back is going to be. We're going to be keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Nobody's going to have tattoos in the new kingdom.
That's right.
I hate to burst your bubble, TD Jakes. I hate to burst your bubble, Vibes Cartel. I hate to burst your bubble, 50 Cent, Tupac. But we're not going to be wearing tattoos in the new kingdom. I promise you this. I promise you this. And our records are so important, because without these, every last one of us would more than likely have tattoos, because most of us love Vibes Cartel, love Tupac, love 50 Cent. You see that? Most of us love these icons that are helping, along with the pastors in the Christian church, to lead our people astray. Okay, so the icons. The icons that we follow in music, film, and sport, you could say they're not as bad as the pastors, because the pastors are supposed to be teaching the truth of the Most High God according to them. We know that they don't know the truth. We know that they don't know the Bible, but they're up in that church for a reason, according to them. And it just shows you how wicked Christianity really is, because they haven't got the first clue or idea what they're doing to our people. Salaki, you got something for us?
Right, because our people think that, well, you ain't hurting nobody, you ain't harming nobody, I'm not a murderer, and that's what we believe. We believe that there's bigger sins than others, not knowing that this is a sin nonetheless. Don't even know it's in the Bible. It's a shame to go to church and think, I'm a good person. I like tattoo, not knowing that God's don't do it, man. Shame.
Yeah, that's heavy. That's heavy, sir, because we think there's so that we believe that we've convinced ourselves up in that Christian church that there's so many things that our people are doing that are worse than having tattoos. So tattoos, we've convinced ourselves we're going to get a squeeze, we're going to get a blight from the Most High God. One tattoo can't hurt. But you're not going to get a squeeze, and you're not going to get a blight. This is as serious as it gets. Okay, your tattoo might not be as punishable by death like murder or adultery, but there's going to be a judgment.
That's right.
You're not going to get away with it. Okay, you're not going to get away with it. And the sooner you get through these doors at 394 Lodge Road, and hear the One West doctrine from the I.S.U.P.K under the Commander General YAHANNA, the better it's going to be for you, our beloved Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, because we're all over the place at the minute. Let's be right. We are all over the place as a nation. We're up in that Christian church. We're up in that mosque. We're listening to our Rastafarian elders. We're listening to Egyptology. Just nonsense. These Hamites who are not us, who ordained the Hamites to teach us anything about God. He's the God of Israel for a reason. He's the God. Our records teach us he's not the God of Egypt. That's right. He's not Horus. He's not Pharaoh. He's not the God of the pyramids. Okay, he's the God of Israel. Okay, he gave us a special city, the holy city, Jerusalem. Okay, and we lost it because of things like this, tattoos, because we broke the law. We couldn't listen. We couldn't listen. And get me Exodus 20:3, Baba Kashar. We couldn't listen. We wanted to follow Pastor Jennings. We wanted to follow Pastor Jake. We wanted to follow Vibes Cartel, Tupac, 50 Cent. That's who we wanted to follow. We wanted to put these icons and these dumbass pastors before the Most High God. And look what trouble it got us into. Look what trouble it got us into. Exodus 20:3, Baba Kashar, read that.
The book of Exodus 20, verse 3. Thou shalt have no other God before me.
Thou shalt what?
Have no other God before me.
There you go. There goes your Horus. There goes your Pharaoh. There goes your Caesar Borgia. Idolatry. Okay, we're putting tattoos of crosses on our back. A cross killed our king.
That's right.
But we're going to tattoo what murdered our king. We're going to tattoo that and honor that. It's an idol.
That's right.
We're going to put a big, dirty, stinking picture of a white boy, yeah, who is not even the biblical Jesus, and we're going to tattoo him on our chest. And Jamaicans are guilty of this. Antiguans, all West Indians, Issachar, so-called Mexicans, Manasseh, so-called Cubans, Ephraim, the so-called Puerto Ricans, damn near most of the northern tribes are guilty of tattooing Caesar Borgia on their bodies. You got something for us, Adawan?
Don't forget the white angels or the green hands.
And the white angels, they love to tattoo them on the neck, don't they? Yeah, the white cherubims on the neck. On white horses. Listen.
For me, that's a child pornography, man. If you draw naked pictures of babies today, you go in jail. Leonardo da Vinci is known for drawing naked babies as angels.
Leonardo da Vinci was a strange cat. He was a strange cat of the one. That's a whole nother lesson that is on that guy there, on that heathen. But as far as our people are concerned, we're tattooing idols on our bodies. So it's a double whammy. You see that? It's not, you're not only breaking the law of defiling your temple or marring your skin, what you've been told not to do. You're going, it's leading you into sin on top of sin, because you're going and tattooing idols on your body. Caesar Borgia. It's just bizarre. I've seen our people with tattoos of Obama on what's his last name? What's his first name? Barack Obama. He's not even an Israelite. This clown is a Hamite. Why the hell would an Israelite tattoo a Hamite? Why would he tattoo a Hamite? Why would one of our people tattoo a Hamite? Someone whose forefathers caught us in fishing nets and sold us to the oppressor. You got something, Mosa?
You see how broken we are? That we fall for anything which is of no value to us. Just proper contribution to our continuous demise and destruction.
Damn right. You can some other one.
Don't forget about the Chinese, right? And no niggas speak Chinese. I think it's like a fashion now, but growing up, everybody Chinese, right?
Yeah. The Chinese tattoos. I think you'll see it in one of the videos. You'll see it in one of the videos. Exodus 20 and 3. Get that again from me, Baba Kishar.
The book of Exodus 20, verse 3. Thou shalt have no other God before me.
Read it again.
Thou shalt have no other God before me.
Read on.
Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
It's in the bag. It's a done deal. Read that again, Baba Kishar. Nice and loud and clear.
The book of Exodus 20.
Read from verse 3. Read through to verse
3. Thou shalt have no other God before me. Verse 4. Thou shalt not make any. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
There you go. It's a done deal. Draw the curtains. Lights out, James Tony. You're finished, Israel, because you're embracing idolatry, and you're doing it because you want your goddamn tattoo. You're doing it because you want to look like Vybz Kartel. You're doing it because you want to look like 50 Cent. You're doing it because you want to look like Tupac. You don't look like Tupac. You look like a damn idiot. You look like a fool. Okay, and you've ignored our records. You've ignored the priests and the prophets of the Most High God when you walk past us in the street and you hear these laws. In Birmingham, in London, in most, damn near most of the states in the US, in the Caribbean, where we've got schools spread all throughout the Caribbean, Trinidad, Jamaica, okay, Cuba, Brazil, Venezuela. We've got I.S.U.P.K schools all over the world.
Right.
So the excuses our people are coming up with, they're futile and they're weak. Okay, right here, Exodus 20 and 3. You will keep no other gods. Okay, when you put a pharaoh or a cross on your body, what are you telling the God of Israel? 12 tribes of Israel, our beloved blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. What are you telling your God, the one true God of this earth, the God that can do anything, the Most High, the highest power? What are you telling him? You're trying to spit in his face, but that's like spitting in the wind. That is not going to work for you, Israel. Right. It's not going to work for you. I'm telling you, we're telling you out of love. We're not telling you this to put you down or make you feel we can't go near them I.S.U.P.K brothers. They're hardcore. You're damn right we're hardcore, but we're honest, we're fair, and we're truthful. And we're pushing our records, the word of the Most High God. We're not pushing anything else like your Christian pastors do. We're not pushing no nonsense. We're not telling you can eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. We're telling you stop getting your goddamn tattoos and start hearkening to this law and abiding by the word of the Most High God. That's what we're telling you. And that is out of love. That's not out of hatred. Exodus 20 and 3, one more time, Baba Kishar. 20 and 4, jump 3.
The book of Exodus 20, verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
No graven images. When you put Caesar Borgia big and broad on your chest front, you've tattooed a graven image. That's right. On your skin. And I'm telling you, you are stirring up the wrath of the Most High God because you are his child. You're not some goddamn Edomite or some Ishmaelite or some Hamite. You're one of his children, and you're just pissing him off. You're just pissing the Most High God off. Get me Jeremiah 10 and 2. Baba Kashar. Jeremiah 10 and 2. Okay, so we're going to have a look at Jeremiah 10 and 2. Hopefully, this will push our people into stop getting tattoos. I mean, if these laws do not convince you, then I promise you, Israel, you're doomed. You're doomed. You're condemned. You're finished. These laws are the very thing that are going to save you. These laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. Read that, Bob. Okay. Sure.
The book of Jeremiah 10, verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not
Thus say who?
The Lord.
Read it from the top.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the ways of the heathen.
Learn what?
Learn not the ways of the heathen.
Learn not the ways of the heathen. Why the hell do we want to jump on their bandwagon? Why the hell did Vibes Cartel want to go and tattoo his face like that? You know, the only other people, you know, the people that are famous for tattooing their face, the Samoan people, they're Japhites. Samoan people, half of the damn near rugby team tattoo all their faces up to scare their opponents. The Samoans call it going into war. They tattoo themselves as a fear factor to frighten their opponents. But Vibes Cartel, you're not frightening nobody. Yeah, you're frightened my 8-year-old daughter when she was about 3 and she's seen you on TV for the first time. But you're not frightening nobody. You're leading our you're a bad icon. You're a bad icon for our people. You're a bad publicity stunt. Because so many people see your tattoos, your teardrops on your face, and they want to go and get them. You understand? Every little youth in Kingston, in London, in Manchester, in Birmingham, if there's a fan of Vibes Cartel, wants a tear on his eye, under his eye. Or how many has he got? 2, 3 teardrops. Okay, he's got a few tattoos on his face. Yeah, but this it's not funny and it's not clever. It's not funny and it's not clever. Read that again, Baba Kasha.
Okay. Thus said the Lord.
No. What precept are we in? Because the audience
Jeremiah
needs to
10
know.
verse 2.
Start again.
The book of Jeremiah 10 verse 2. Thus said the Lord, learn not the ways of the heathen.
Learn not the ways of the heathen. Read.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. Read.
For the heathens are dismayed at them.
For the heathens are dismayed at them. The heathen don't know what's going on. They can't figure out the lunar moon, the time. They've got the Gregorian calendar. Why the hell are we following them? Right. Why the hell do we want tattoos like them? They can't figure out our God. They can't figure out this kingdom. That's why they've messed it up. They can't figure. Look at their calendar. Just for an example, a quick example. We're not going to jump off topic. January to December. How the hell did the Most High start on the first day in January? How did he make heaven and earth in the middle of January? Nothing. The Most High started with vegetation, the sea, the creatures in the sea. He came onto land. He made land. He made vegetation. Everything was green. Yeah. How the hell is that in the middle of January? Nothing grows in January. But the month of Abib, when the first month of the Hebrew calendar, coincides with the book of Genesis, the first days of the Most High God's creation. And that is around about springtime, when the first month of Abib is on the real calendar. Okay, because guess what? We know the moon. We know how to measure time in the I.S.U.P.K. Commanding General YAHANNA's been pushing this on us for decades.
That's right.
And we've been teaching the One West doctrine since 1969. We're not hurry come up. We've not just started doing this the other day. We've been doing this for years, for decades.
That's right.
We know the Bible. We know the Most High God, and we know what we need to do, how to apply ourselves in this life, in this wicked kingdom, until our King comes back. And that's not following these heathen nations or jumping on their bandwagon. Read that again from the top. I want you to read verse 3 straight through after as well. Baba Kasha.
The book of Jeremiah 10 verse 2. Thus said the Lord, learn not the ways of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathens are dismayed at them. Verse 3.
So, Salakia, just hold it there. Read that 2 again.
Jeremiah 10 verse 2. Thus said the Lord, learn not the ways of the heathen.
Read.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathens are dismayed at them.
There you go. So we're looking at people we think are our people. Okay, Bob Marley, dreadlocks. We want dreads because Bob Marley had dreads. We want tattoos because Lenny Kravitz had tattoos. Lenny Kravitz Chinese tattoos, like he said, they look good. Allegedly. To our people, guess what? Lenny Kravitz is not an Israelite.
That's right.
He's the seed of an oppressor, of a so-called white man, and so is Bob Marley. They are not our people. And that goes along, that coincides with Jeremiah 10:2. Learn not the way of the heathen. We're looking at Lenny Kravitz, and because he looks like us, we want to be like him. He's not one of us. Lenny Kravitz is a heathen.
That's
with
right.
tattoos all over his face. Bob Marley is a heathen with dreadlocks. We shouldn't be following these people. Read that again, Baba Kashar, and read verse 3 all the way through. Salakia.
Okay. Jeremiah 10 verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the ways of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathens are dismayed at them. Verse 3. For the custom of the people are vain.
For the what?
For the custom of the people are vain.
For the customs of the people are vain. Read.
That's right.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hand of the workman with the axe.
And there you go. And this is what we want to jump in. We want to jump in the way of the heathen. They cut the tree out of the forest. What is it? The pine tree? It's the only tree. Why did they use that tree? They know you. Look, the heathen know they're pissing the Most High God off. They're supposed to leave this tree alone. And they're supposed to leave this tree alone for a reason. This is the only tree that doesn't die in the winter. Do we know this? Yeah, it doesn't die in the winter, but they kill it. Imagine you had an Israelite that never died, that would live forever. And some spiteful heathen from one of the 17 nations came and slayed him. It sounds a bit like Christ, sir. It sounds a bit like Christ. But this is why we shouldn't be involved with these heathen. Salaki, you got something?
Is it the custom of the people are vain? And back to your tattoo thing. I heard some tribes cut themselves just to distinguish what family they come from. That's some vain shit, man. This is not vain. Cut themselves just to show what social status. These people are silly. We think, oh my God, I need a tattoo. And, you know what I mean? But really, it's the heathen custom. It's vain, vanity. There's no word for it. There's no need. Cut themselves for the sake of it, man. Heavy.
That's real heavy. Yeah, you got something, Mosa.
Next thing I see, all people taking on. But sometimes it just grieve you. This big old hearing that this whole like is a loop. Like it's a hoop foot, hula hoop.
Yes, that's
in the
it.
ear, in the lips.
What you call it? Hula hoop?
Yeah.
A polo?
Yeah. Our basketball. It just we fall so low, we lack such confidence and self-esteem, and we fall by everything around. And the right things, we find it challenging so much that it can like grieve them just to try.
Yeah. Real heavy. Yeah, so stop getting tattoos, Israel. Just because Lenny Kravitz has one, or Elton John has a butterfly on the top of his foot. You're going to go and get a butterfly on the top of your foot. It's just a madness. You know, so there's more things than just that Christian church. That Christian church has got a lot to answer for, but we've got to stop jumping on the heathens' things. Tattoos were not for us. Tattoos were not about us. We just jumped on it and made them look good. We just jumped on the tattoo bandwagon and made them fashionable. You understand?
God.
That's what we did. We've got to come out of this nonsense because it's not of our people. We shouldn't be in that tattoo shop. And the Bible tells us we shouldn't be in that tattoo shop. You're up in that Christian church expecting, the only way you're not going to go to the tattoo shop, if you read in the Bible, God said, do not go enter that tattoo shop. That's not how the Most High gave his word to the prophets. Remember, the Bible's written in code. There are records. They wasn't for these heathen nations. So it had to be part code because the scriptures needed decoding. And only the priests and prophets of the Most High God are capable of doing that.
That's right.
The heathens are not. So we've jumped into the heathens' things on their bandwagons. And we're up in the church, up in the mosque, expecting to hear or read it, especially in the Christian church. If the Bible doesn't say directly, stay out of the tattoo shop, it's okay to go to the tattoo shop. You cannot understand Leviticus 19 and 28. You cannot comprehend Exodus 20 and 3. You cannot understand these laws or start to process them. And that's why you need to be in the I.S.U.P.K. under the command of General YAHANNA. We will break down these laws for you in the simplicity. We will simplify the whole Bible. All of our records, we will simplify for you. That's what we need. That's what our people need. Point blank and period. Drop that. Get me Proverbs 3 and 31. Baba Kasha. Proverbs 3 and I think it's 31. Yeah. 3 and Salakios. The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Yeah. Read that.
The book of Proverbs 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
Do what?
Envy thou not the oppressor.
Read on.
And choose none of his ways.
There you go. It's a done deal again. How many times you need to hear this? This is the record of King Solomon. This is King Solomon's records. Okay, this is the wisest man that ever lived. This is the wisest man that ever lived. If we can't listen to the wisest man that ever lived, and he was a black man. King Solomon was a black man. Does everybody know that King Solomon was a black man? Okay, get me, we're going to come back to this. Just get me Song of Solomon 1 and 5 quickly. Just so we know, yeah, because the audience, whoever's listening, our beloved blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we can hear you from the school now saying, we don't care what King Solomon said. King Solomon's a white boy. Well, he wasn't. According to our records, King Solomon was not a white boy. He was a black man. Read that, Baba Kasha.
The Songs of Solomon 1, verse 5. I am black.
I am what?
I am black.
This is King Solomon. That's why the book's called The Song of Solomon. Read that again.
Songs of Solomon 5, verse 1. I am black.
No, I'm white.
I am black.
No, I'm red.
I am black.
I am black. King Solomon says, I am black. How much proof do you need? Read that one more time for the Christians in row Z.
Songs of Solomon 1, verse 5. I am black.
Read on.
But comely.
But good looking. He's black, but good looking. Read.
O ye daughters of Jerusalem.
Okay, he's talking to his concubines in his bed and chambers. Read.
As the tent of Kedar.
As the tents of Kedar, which were black.
That's right.
Read.
As the curtains of Solomon.
Okay, so in his home, his curtains were black. Okay, and that's a done deal. King Solomon was a black man. Now jump back to Proverbs 3 and 31. Baba Kasha. King Solomon was a black man. He wasn't a white man. So stop it up in that Christian church. Whatever your pastor's telling you, all these prophets, judges, priests, leaders, kings in the Bible, kings that were from the bloodline, the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, were black people, so-called black people. Do not ever get this twisted. Jesus Christ was not a sandy-colored Arab. You know, when that whitewashing didn't work on our people anymore, that depiction of Caesar Borgia, when we started going jail after the 81 riots in Toxteth, after and Lascelles, Birmingham, and after the 86 riots in Broadwater Farm, London, yeah. We started believing Jesus Christ could never be a white man. It doesn't make sense. But then we jumped on the next notion when our beloved blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians start going jail after the riots, and we jump on the next notion that if he wasn't a white man, he must have been a sandy-colored Arab. Well, that's nonsense as well, because Jesus Christ was a black man. King Solomon was his grandfather. Don't you think it'd be a bit weird if his great-grandfather was a black man, but he was a white man. And Numbers 1:18 says you're the seed of your father. Let's not go too far off topic. Proverbs 3:31.
The book of Proverbs 3 verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Verse 32.
Salakia, just hold it there. Read that again. Baba Kasha.
The book of Proverbs 3 verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Envy not the oppressor, and choose not none of his ways. Okay, envy not the Edomites, envy not the so-called oppressor, the so-called white man. You know, look how many brothers have the Caesar Borgia tattoo. And I'm picking again on Judites and Issachar. You know, we love that Caesar Borgia tattoo for some reason. We love it. We love it. You see it on so-called Afro-Americans, and you see it on so-called Mexicans everywhere you go. That Caesar Borgia tattoo. It's just bizarre to me. And Issachar, don't stand up and argue with Issachar. Issachar will show you Caesar Borgia. This is Jesus Christ. I love him. It's not Caesar Borgia. It's not Caesar Borgia, is he? That is Salakia. It's not Yahawashi. It's not the real Hamashiach, the real anointed one. That's Caesar Borgia. And we can prove that out of our records, out of the Bible. Read that again. Read Proverbs 3:31. Read it.
The book of Proverbs 3 verse 31. And thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
Read on.
Verse 32. For the forward is
froward.
For the forward. Froward is abomination to the Lord.
So the froward is abomination to the Lord. Read.
But his secret is with the righteous.
And what is his secret? No, what is the Lord's secret? John 8:32. The truth. And who has the truth? The priests and prophets of the I.S.U.P.K under the Commander General YAHANNA. Nobody else has this truth. You're not going to hear it in the Christian church. The Issachar that's stuck up in that Christian church and Catholicism, they love Caesar Borgia because of this. They love Caesar Borgia because they don't know the Lord's secret. And the Lord's secret is righteous. Read that again, 32, Baba Kasha.
Proverbs 3 verse 32. For the forward is abomination to the Lord, but his secret is with the righteous.
And why is Caesar Borgia riddled amongst our people? Read verse 33. This is why.
Verse 33. The curse of the Lord is
the what?
The curse of the Lord
what?
is in the house. The curse.
Come on, read it. Read it properly from the top.
Okay. Proverbs 33. The curse of
Proverbs
the Lord.
3:33.
Sorry, Proverbs 3 verse 33. The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he bless the habitation.
Stop. Let me read it. Verse 33. The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitation of the just. Okay, what does that mean? Moses, break that down for us.
But he bless the habitation of the just.
The curse of the Lord. What is the curse of the Lord?
Punishment that he put upon
our people going astray. That's a punishment. That's a curse. Yeah. A curse is our people being in that tattoo shop, getting tattoos. Because if you're doing that, you're cursed. You've got to be cursed. You can't be blessed. If you're blessed, you're doing the right things. You're keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. The last place you'd be is in the tattoo shop, getting a goddamn tattoo. You see that? Okay. The other day, look at Judites, look at Issachar, look at Manasseh, look at Zebulun, look at everybody who went through the Espanol or the Spanish slavery, went on Spanish slave ships. damn near most of the Northern Kingdom. Okay, so they love that Caesar Borgia tattoo. We know that. We've seen our people with it on their chests, on their back, big and broad. Okay, but imagine this. How many of our brothers get that Caesar Borgia tattoo? And the other day, Putin released the Russian icons.
Yeah, refund.
Can you want to, they're going back to the tattoo shop now, begging a refund. They're screaming they want their money back, and they want to cover, they want it painted black. They want Caesar Borgia painting black. Can you imagine that? We fell for these heathens' ways, their wicked, profane ways, and now one of them comes out and starts spitting the truth. All of a sudden, because he's got such a profound hatred for his own people that he knows are wicked as hell. Even though he's wicked as hell, he sees his own people as even wickeder than him. You see that? So he's spilling his guts. And we've got all our people with this Caesar Borgia tattoo riddled all over their body, breaking the Most High God's laws, statutes, and commandments. And President Putin, Vladimir Putin, comes out and releases the Russian icons, where your Caesar Borgia on your chest now is confounded. It's folly. It's nonsense, because the Russian, the so-called oppressor, and probably the most powerful oppressor nation out of all of them, is coming out with the truth now, the Russian icons, and saying that Caesar Borgia was depicted by Leonardo da Vinci. It's a fake portrait of the King of all kings, Hamashiach Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. The Russian icons have shamed our people, all our people that have gone and got Caesar Borgia tattoos on their chest and on their back. Because now people are aware that we are the Israelites. Our beloved blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true chosen people of God. And people are aware of that because of the Russian icons. Okay? They're aware of the Israelites. Yeah, so how do them brothers feel, Mozart, that have got Caesar Borgia tattoos? They're devastated.
Double stupid.
They
Can't get back the money. Can't get the tattoo off.
And they hate their pastor. They hate their pastor who probably encouraged it and told them for the advice, just give me £50 in tithes. It's just madness. Romans 12:2, Baba Kashar. Let's have a look at Romans 12:2.
Excited for these videos, man. Keep waiting.
Oh, the videos are coming up. Let's get Romans 12:2 and we'll watch the videos.
The book of Romans 12, verse.
Salakio, just give me 1 second, Baba Kashar. Yeah, go on.
The book of Romans 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world.
Be what?
Be not conformed to this world.
Be not conformed to this world. Read that again.
Romans 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world.
Don't follow the heathen. Stay the hell out of that tattoo shop.
That's right.
Whether you know that the whole world's going to follow you and want to be like you, and you're making these tattoos fashionable. It's not fashionable to the Most High God. He's the most important. He's the most important entity, the most important man, the man you've really got to impress, not your audience on Twitter of 5 million, not your audience at your concert or your show of 20,000 screaming fans. That's not who you've got to impress. You've got to impress a power that's a lot higher than that. Read that again, Baba Kashar.
Romans 12, verse 2. Be ye not conformed to this world.
Read on.
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Tattoos should not be used as a form of comfort. Read the next part.
That ye may prove that what is that good. and acceptable and perfect will of God.
Conformed. Okay, so start again from 12 and 2. Read it from the top, Bible Kashar.
Romans 12 verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Okay, being born again, becoming that newborn baby, reforming your mind. Okay, learning to stay away from that tattoo shop, learning not to eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, learning not to follow the Bob Marleys, the Lenny Kravitz of this world, even our own beloved, our own people that are not in the truth. Vibes Cartel, 50 Cent, Tupac. Okay, regular lawbreakers that don't know the truth, that were raised in that Christian church and still in that Christian church to this day, the ones of us that are left and alive. Okay, read it again from the top, Baba Kashar.
Romans 12 verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that he may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God.
Come on, let me see if that's it. For I say, though the great things soberly according to God. Yeah, that's okay. Drop that. So there you go. Okay, so do not follow the heathen. Tattoos come from the heathen. Okay, we're going to see now in the video ancient Egyptians, ancient Greeks. Okay, we've seen Japheth, we've seen them all over the Samoans' faces. That we certainly didn't come from us. Tattoos never came from Abraham, Isaac, or Jacob. That's a fact, and we've got the records that prove that. Okay, so play the verse of video for me, Baba Kashar. I think it's called. We're going to have a look at how tattoos were used for self-worship, religion, and healing beliefs. Okay, and you're going to see that this is not our thing, Israel. It doesn't come from us. Okay.
2 years origin, and there's incredible facts.
Which is the times on one of them. One of them's 1 minute, one of them's 6 minutes. Play the one that's 6 minutes first, Baba Kashar.
Ancient
Turn it right up. Okay, let's have a look at this video. The origin of tattoos. Okay, religion, healing beliefs, and self-worship. This is what's led our people into the trouble we've got ourselves into. Okay, and all kinds of idolatry. Let's have a look at the origin of tattoos. This is from ancient worlds. Play that.
To Discovering Ancient Worlds. In this episode, we delve into the intriguing world of ancient Egyptian tattoos. These enigmatic and symbolic markings have captured the interest of historians, archaeologists, and...
Can they hear me still? Yeah. Okay, so there you go. These ancient tattoos started in Egypt. Bear that in mind, not Israel.
That's right.
They started in Egypt. Read on. Read on. Salakia, play on.
Tattoo enthusiasts alike. Join us as we uncover the hidden stories behind ancient Egyptian tattoos and their role in the lives of the people who bore them. Tattooing is an art form that has been practiced in various cultures throughout history. In ancient Egypt, tattoos were a significant part of the cultural fabric, serving as symbols of identity, status, and religious beliefs.
What was that?
The earliest...
Okay, so these tattoos, as the narrator just said, were used for religious beliefs. And this is where idolatry got introduced to us Israelites that jumped on the Egyptian bandwagon and their tattoos, their culture. This is nothing to do with us. This is not our thing. This is not our culture. Our culture is our records. We wrote this book. We wrote the Holy Bible, the King James Version, 1611. We've got our thing. Why the hell do we need these heathens things? Tattoos were never in the Bible. Tattoos were never part of our records. And tattoos were never part of our tradition or law.
That's right.
And we was never involved in religion. Play that, Baba Kasha.
Evidence of tattoos in Egypt dates back to around 2000 BCE, with discoveries of tattooed mummies and depictions of tattooed individuals in wall paintings and sculptures. The ancient Egyptians.
Okay, so they found dead bodies. We all know that mummies are dead bodies. The reason they know that the Egyptians were some of the first people to use tattoos, okay, is because they found mummies that are 2,000 years old BC with tattoos on them. When they've unwrapped the mummies, they've seen the bodies that have been preserved through mummifying, full of tattoos, the bodies, ink, oil, engraved in the skin, marred. Okay, we're talking about 4,000 years ago, approximately. Not true, because Christ lived approximately 2,000 years ago, and this is 2,000 years BCE, before Christ's existence. Play that, Bob Kasha.
Used a variety of tools and techniques to create their tattoos. One common method involved using a sharp point to puncture the skin and then rubbing soot or other pigments into the wounds. This created intricate and long-lasting designs on the skin. The tools used for tattooing were often made of bronze or other metals, and they have been...
Okay, so you just heard the piercing of the skin in the ink was made for what? For long periods of time, which means eventually the tattoos fade. So yes, these tattoos look good when they don't to me, but our people believe they look good when they're first done. But your tattoo after 10, 20 years starts to fade and it looks vile on your skin. It looks vile. Your skin stretches, your weight changes, the tattoo will fade, it discolors. It just doesn't look the same as when you first got it done. And that's what the narrator's just said it himself right there, but he hasn't put it like how I have. We know that anything that changes doesn't always change for the best. And tattoos with time do not change for the best. They start looking tatty and ugly and just disgusting. Play that.
Been found in archaeological excavations throughout Egypt. The designs used in ancient Egyptian tattoos were rich in symbolism and meaning. Common motifs included animals such as lions, birds, and snakes, as well as religious symbols like the Yang, the Eye of Horus, and the scarab beetle.
There you go, idolatry. And this is what we jumped into. Gods, fake gods, symbols, the sun, the one-eyed gods, owning, Horus, snakes, serpents. Okay, what does the snake symbolize? Who was the serpent in the Garden of Eden? Satan. So you're going to go and put Satan on your back because you think it looks good. This is what we jumped in Israel. This is what we got involved with. And we just churned up the Most High's wrath. Play that, Baba Kasha.
These designs often held deep significance for the individual wearer, representing their identity, beliefs, or aspirations. Tattoos in ancient Egypt were not limited to a specific social class or gender. Both men and women from various levels of society bore tattoos. However, the designs and placement of tattoos could vary depending on the individual's social standing. For example, some tattoos were only worn by members of the elite or by religious leaders, while others were more common among...
Did you know the Cabal, who the kids call the Illuminati, they've all got secret tattoos? Okay, and some of these secret tattoos are pushed on to our beloved blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians when they become icons. And we're not talking about fashion icons. We're talking about in the music industry, the film industry, the sports industry. So you've got to think who the hell has approached Usain Bolt about things like this. Now, I'm not even aware of Usain Bolt having any tattoos or being a part of these Freemasonry elite groups. But certainly there's a portion of our people involved with them and in bed with them. Play that Barbara shot.
Among the general population, religion played a central role in ancient Egyptian society, and tattoos often reflected this importance. Many tattoos featured religious symbols or depictions of gods serving and breasts. These tattoos were believed to serve various purposes, such as providing protection during childbirth, enhancing fertility, or signifying social status. The prevalence of tattoos among women highlights their importance in the lives of ancient Egyptian women and their unique role in society. Ancient Egyptian tattoos also played a role in the healing process. Some tattoos were placed on specific points on the body that corresponded with modern acupuncture points, suggesting that researchers continue to study these well-preserved remains to gain a deeper understanding of the meaning and significance of tattoos in ancient Egyptian culture. The world of ancient Egyptian tattoos has captivated the modern imagination, inspiring tattoo artists and enthusiasts to recreate these ancient designs on their own bodies. From the eye of Horus to the majestic wings of Isis, ancient Egyptian tattoo designs continue to hold a timeless appeal, serving as a connection to a rich and mysterious past. As we conclude our journey into the intriguing world of ancient Egyptian tattoos, we're reminded of the powerful stories and symbolism that these enigmatic markings hold. The art of tattooing in ancient Egypt offers a unique window into the lives and beliefs of the people who bore them, providing a glimpse into a fascinating and complex. Thank you for joining us on this captivating exploration of ancient Egyptian tattoos.
So what's the ancient Egyptian god called? Osiris?
Osiris or Horus.
Osiris and Horus. Okay, so this is what our people are guilty of, wanting to follow these fake gods and these idols, and it's right here in the video. Okay, so what have we learned? What have we just picked up? That tattoo, this is okay, so we know from Exodus 20:3 that we're not to defile our temples. Okay, we know from the law, Leviticus 19:28, we're not supposed to mar our skin. But there's other sins involved with tattoos. Idolatry is introduced to tattoos because how we are led astray from our God the one true God of Israel, and we end up in Egyptology. We end up in the land of Ham. We end up in the land of Greece, having all kinds of crazy tattoos, one-eyed cyclops, you know, all kinds of nonsense. And this is what tattoos have done to our people, helped to destroy our people. Okay, so what have we learned? Self-worship in Egypt. Pharaoh said he was a god. What else have we learned? Idolatry. What else have we learned from that video? There you go. There's religion. Tattoos help us lead us into religion. Healing beliefs. Did you hear what he said? Healing beliefs. All kinds of nonsense that is not in our records. Right. Nothing to do with us. Do we want a couple of presets? Shall we jump into the next video? It's only a minute long. Play the next video, Barbara. Let's see if we can learn anything new about these tattoos. We know they're abominable and we should not be taking part in them. We should not be getting tattoos. So if you want to know a portion of this law, we can start with tattoos. Stop getting these goddamn tattoos, our beloved blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. There's something that we should not be doing or getting involved in. Okay, and the sooner we learn this, the quicker we can stop these abominable acts that we keep taking part in. Israel. We got that. You ready? Play that, Barbara Kashar.
The origin of tattooing. People have been getting tattooed for centuries, but the origins of the art form are very murky. The oldest evidence we have of somebody being tattooed comes from I.S.U.P.K, a frozen mummy discovered in the Alps during the 1990s. I.S.U.P.K lived 5,300 years ago. Around 30 origin of tattooing. People have been getting origin of tattooing. People have been getting tattooed for centuries, but the origins of the art form are.
The people are liking it loud. It's us in the class it loud. So don't worry about it. Still put it loud if you want. Can't.
No, just play the video from the beginning.
The origin. People have been getting tattooed for centuries.
Start it again. Hold it. Okay, so this video is called "The Origin of Tattooing." Play that, Barbara Kashar.
The origin of tattooing. People have been getting tattooed for centuries, but the origins of the art form are very murky. The oldest evidence we have of somebody being tattooed comes from I.S.U.P.K, a frozen mummy discovered in the Alps during the 1990s.
I.S.U.P.K. Now, I don't know whether I.S.U.P.K was an ancient Viking, Scandinavian. He was an Iceman. They found him in a block of ice. So the Egyptians mummified their deceased to preserve the flesh, so decay couldn't kick in, and decay would kick in over thousands of years, centuries. It took decay to afflict the flesh physically. That's why bodies were mummified. Well, if you do the same thing with a body in a certain temperature, you can slow down the process of the bacteria decay. Remember, decay is just a bacteria. It's a natural process which happens to a deceased or a dead body that doesn't produce any new cells. When your body stops producing new cells, then there's no antibodies to fight bacteria. Decay is a bacteria, so it eats away at the flesh, and that's why you're left with bones in the ground when you go in a tomb or when you go in a casket and you go 6 feet under. But these mummies were preserved so that the bacteria decay was slowed down, and sometimes, as we've seen with mummies, for thousands of years. The same thing you can do with the bacteria decay within a certain temperature below sub-zero, which is ice form. So this guy was found. What's his name? I.S.U.P.K. He sounds like a porridge. So he was found in ice, probably not put there by men, because it was probably just fossilized in the ice over a time period in a part of the world in the northern hemisphere. He certainly wasn't found in the southern hemisphere in Africa or one of the hot continents, because the ice would have melted. So the chances of him being in the northern hemisphere are almost 100%, very high. Okay, probably at altitude he was found as well. Okay, this is not fact, but it's a probability. Okay, so play that and let's see about this guy.
90s. Utsi lived 5,300 years ago, around 3,300 BCE, and his body was covered with small
Okay,
tattoos.
so pause that.
Around the same time period.
Okay, so 3,300 years before Christ. This is going back further than the mummies, than the Egyptian tattooed bodies that were found 4,000 years ago, 2,000 years before Christ, because this is in excess of 5,000 years ago, 5,300 and odd years. Okay, this is some 1,300 years before the Egyptians started tattooing. So this guy is probably the seed of, what can we say, out of Noah. He's not from, we can't rule out he's from the seed of Shem, but I'd say he's from the seed of Japheth, who came and Gomez and the clan of tribes that invaded the Mediterranean. Japheth ended up in.
Was he family? No, we don't know.
No, he was found in a block of ice, so he must have come from the northern hemisphere.
Could say European Japheth.
Can't. Play that, Baba Kashar.
1,000 miles away, there were Egyptians sporting illustrative tattoos. The reason we have definitive proof of either of these ancient examples is because their bodies were preserved through mummification. Tattooing throughout Asia, Australia, and Polynesia can be traced back to 1500 BCE, and these tattooing traditions seem to have carried on through to today. Hand tapping was a method most often practiced, a skill still used in modern times. Europeans rediscovered tattooing when sailors visited islands throughout the Pacific and often got inked themselves. What we now consider to be American traditional tattoos came from the mishmash of cultures. We love learning all about tattoo history, even if we can't definitively figure out who was first.
Okay, so that was just a quick short video. And what did we learn?
And we're back. And
what did we learn from that second video?
That's crazy. How basically predates Egyptians, man.
Predates the Egyptians. And these are possibly, this guy was possibly a European.
A real European.
Yeah, a real European. Okay, so this predates this. No, just take all that off. So this predates the Egyptians, the mummies and their tattoos. So this proves that the Egyptians didn't invent tattoos. They were followers, just like we became followers and jumped on this ideology of tattoos. But the Egyptians didn't make it fashionable. Who made tattoos fashionable, Mozart?
Black people, Israelites.
We did.
Yeah.
Okay, get me 1 Corinthians 6 and 19, Baba Kashar. Okay, because we've jumped on this. We're taking tattoos, and guess what? Like we said earlier in the class, your body doesn't belong to you.
2 questions online.
2 questions online.
Ginger.
Salakia, what's that? Let's get 1 Corinthians 6 and 19 first, and then we'll take the questions. We'll probably have to finish off with the questions because I might need a part 2. I've got precepts here. Might need a part 2 for tattoos.
All right, also,
1 Corinthians.
1 Corinthians 6 and 19.
Okay. The book of 1 Corinthians 6 and 19. What know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost? No,
the Holy Spirit. We don't say ghost.
Sorry,
start again.
What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost?
Holy Spirit. Start again.
1 Corinthians 6 and 19. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit?
Okay, so no, Paul says, this is the Apostle Paul's records. And let's have order in class. Order. Okay, so this is the Apostle Paul's records. He says the Apostle Paul says, what? Know ye not your body belongs to you. It's not the temple. It's not the temple of you. It's the temple of the Holy Spirit. Where's the Holy Spirit from? Where do we get that vibe from? Does anybody know? The Most High God. So who does your body belong to? It's certainly not yours. It's not yours to do what the hell you want with it. It's not yours to go in the tattoo shop. And we hear this thing in the Christian church, free will, we can do what we want to do. Well, guess what? If you're not a so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you can do what the hell you want. God don't care what you do with your body. But guess what, you Israelites? He cares what you do.
That's right.
He cares what you do with your body. He cares what you do. Read that again, Baba Kashar.
1 Corinthians 6 verse 19. What? Know ye not that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit, which is in you?
The vibration which is in you. Read.
Which ye have of God. Which,
there you go. It's come from God, the Holy Spirit. It's not yours to play around with in the tattoo shop. That's right. Get the hell out of that tattoo shop. Read on.
And ye are not your own.
And ye are not your own. Okay, so you wake up every morning and go to work and get drunk all weekend, smoke your weed, get high, run down to your local tattoo shop, get a Caesar Borgia on your chest and a cross that Christ was killed on your back, and you think you can do what the hell you want. But the Apostle Paul says in 1 Corinthians 6 and 19, your body doesn't belong to you.
That's right.
This isn't your body to do what you want with, to defile. Your body belongs to your creator, not you. So why the hell are you defiling your temple? Read on verse 20, Baba Kashar.
Verse 20. For ye are bought with a price.
Ye are brought with a price. That's read. Right.
Therefore, glorify God in your body.
Glorify God in your body. How do you glorify God in your body? By staying out of that goddamn tattoo shop. That's by right. Stop smoking weed.
That's right.
By stop eating pork,
That's
shrimp,
right.
crab, lobster. By stop being a whoremonger and putting your pole in every hole you come across. That's How right. about that? Read on.
Okay. And in your spirit, which are God.
There you go. Again, the spirit is of God, and in your spirit, which are God's. Not only is your flesh from God, your spirit is from God. Did you know, that when you die, your body goes into the ground and decays? Where does your spirit go? It goes back to God. What happens to your spirit after the process? It gets a new body and it returns. So where does your body come from? The same place your spirit came from, right. The Most High God. It doesn't belong to you. It doesn't belong to you. But you think it does because you've been stuck up in that Christian church being told the law, statutes, and commandments are done away with, and you can do what the hell you want. You can get as many tattoos as you want. You can smoke as much weed as you want. You can eat as much shrimp and crab as you want. And you can whore out your own women and yourself every single goddamn weekend. A different woman in the side of your bed. Some of our beloved Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have got 99 wives and don't even realize it. In a year, in the first year, they've got 99 wives. Is that it on that? Have we got a question, Baba Kashar?
Yes, Jen was asking.
Who?
Jen Joe. Yes, so tattoos are a sin?
Can't. Yeah, we're not going to read it again, but go and read Leviticus 19 and 28 and Exodus 3 and what? Exodus 20 and 3. If you want to answer your own question, read Leviticus 19 and 8 and Exodus 20 and 3. After that, It's self-explanatory, these laws are. You will know that tattoos are unlawful. It's a sin to get a tattoo. Brother, is it a brother? Sister. Salakia, sister. Sister Jen. Yeah, tattoos are unlawful. It's a sin to get tattoos. Remember, for confirmation, read Leviticus 19 and 28 and Exodus 20 and 3. Okay, is there another question, or we're going to move on to get Ephesians 5 and 7 ready? And I think we'll finish off with Ephesians. It's 5 to 9. I've got so many precepts here for this.
The book of Ephesians 5 verse 7.
Hold on, I thought there was another question. That hit the question. Baba Kashar.
What if it predates Egyptians? How is it? No.
I didn't get that myself. It goes, but if it predates Egyptians, the video you showed, how is it now a lost significance? Didn't get that.
How is it what?
Lost significance.
Lost or last?
Lost.
How is it a lost significance? Well, it's not a lost significance, but it is significant because a lot of people think that tattoos came from the Egyptians, but it never. Because this Ice Age man, what was his name, other one? Otzi. This Ice Age man they found riddled with tattoos. I think he had 62 tattoos on his body. Otzi. Yeah, he came from the northern hemisphere, which would not be Egypt. You understand? He was found in a block of ice with something like 62 tattoos on his body. Egypt is part of the southern hemisphere. It's Africa. So he couldn't have been preserved in Africa in a block of ice. The temperature would have been too hot, even 5,000 years ago. Okay, and we know the equator moves, and we know land masses move, and we know corrosion takes place at the coastlines, and how the planet looked 5,000 years ago, it doesn't look today. But Africa was still part of the southern hemisphere. Last time I checked, 5,000 years ago, this guy was found in the northern hemisphere. So Slaki, I keep forgetting his name. What's his name? Otzi. So I hope that answered your question. He predates. He was possibly European. Possibly. I'll do a bit of research. I'll come back at the start of next week's class, or hopefully I'll leave the information because I think we won't be here. Some of us won't be here because of the Passover. But okay, we will get back to you on a more informed answer to that. But definitely, this guy Otzi, this guy that was found in a block of ice in the northern hemisphere, predates the Egyptian mummies that were found with tattoos. Okay, so I hope that answers your question as best as it can. Ephesians 5 and 7, read that, Baba Kashar.
The book of Ephesians 5 verse 7. Be not ye therefore partakers with them.
Okay, be therefore not partakers with them. I said be not. Yeah. Did you read be not? Read it again, Baba Kashar.
Ephesians 5 verse 7. Be not ye therefore partakers with them.
Be not ye partakers with them. What is this talking about? Don't follow them in the tattoo shop and get your goddamn tattoos. Just because they're eating pork up in that Christian church, don't follow them.
That's right.
Just because they're smoking weed like Bob Marley, don't follow them.
That's right.
Stop following their vain traditions. It's nothing to do with us. It's not recorded. If it's not recorded, it's not part of our records. It's not for us. Point blank and period. Read on.
Verse 8. For ye were sometimes darkness.
For what?
For he were sometimes darkness.
For he was sometimes darkness. Read.
But no, ye are light in the Lord.
Light in the Lord. You get that? Okay, is that verse 8? Okay, so tattoos are darkness. There's no light in tattoos. That's what this is saying. That's what Paul's saying in Ephesians. These are the records of the Apostle Paul. Yeah, Paul's saying there's no light in tattoos. Anything that breaks the law, there's no light in.
Right.
Having a tattoo is breaking the law. There's no light in tattoos. If you've got tattoos, you're in the darkness. Vibes Cartel, Tupac, 50 Cent. They're all in the darkness. Who? Wayne. Lil Wayne. God, he looks like a freak with tattoos. He looks like a freak just fell off the freak bus, off the circus freak show. Read on.
Walk as children of light.
Walk as children of light. Read on. I want verse
9.
Yeah, I want verse 9.
For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness.
For the what?
For the spirit of the fruit is in all goodness.
The spirit of the fruit is in all goodness. Those of us that keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. Those of us that don't fill our faces with goddamn tattoos, mar our skin, and defile our temples. Read on.
And righteousness and truth.
What's that? Verse 9.
Verse 9.
Read verse 10 for me, Barbara Kasha.
Verse 10. Proving what is acceptable unto the Lord.
There you go. Read that again.
Ephesians 5 verse 10. Proving what is acceptable unto the Lord.
Proving. Okay, so tattoos are not acceptable to the Most High God. You see that? Read that one more time, Barbara Kasha. No, hold on. Yeah, okay, I'll let you get 11, but read 10 first. Let's make the point.
Ephesians 5 verse 10. Proving what is acceptable unto the Lord.
You see, and the tattoos are just not acceptable. And it's right there in Ephesians. It's right there in Ephesians 5 and 10. You're not going to get away with this. Do you want 11? We'll break it down. Go on then.
And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them.
Reprove. And what does reprove mean?
Correct them.
Correct them. Okay? Get them right. Get them out of that Christian church. Right. Get them away from Vibes Cartel and Lil Wayne. Get your children into a law class. Get them into Rabban's Lashawan Kodash class. Get them into Officer Karathia's scripture breakdown class. Get them into Officer Dungabar's history class. And get them into Officer Zapawan's brotherhood class. And they'll be fine. They'll be all right. Get them away from this darkness. Read verse 11 one more time, Barbara.
Ephesians 5 verse 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them.
Reprove them, correct them. Have no fellowship with the what of darkness?
Unfruitful works of darkness.
Unfruitful works of darkness. And that's that goddamn tattoo shop. That's where the darkness lies for our people. You know, you're glorifying these tattoos, and there's no glory in a tattoo. No glory whatsoever. There's idolatry. That's right. There's religion. That's right. There's all kinds of defiling your temple. It's just one big sin and one big hello. And with that, I'm going to call the class. Clap it up. I'm going to hand the class over to Officer of 50 Mozart for the security announcements.
Is this the right one? The right one? I don't think I'm right on this one. I can change it up.
There you go.
Shalom, this is the security announcement for the ISUPK. Security announcement. We are the ISUPK out of 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 verse 21, Malachi 3 verse 8 to 10, means tithes in the Hebrew, ma'ashara, 10% of every penny. Any increase the Lord gave you, give to the treasury department or teacher, priest fund, free will offering for priests, not monetary, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming Holy Convocation, which is the Passover.
The Passover, the 20th of April.
On the 20th of April, 2024.
In Durham,
North Carolina. Announcement, Holy Convocation from sheet. Read Achiam and Achiawat to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, scarf.
And
with that we say, I Madiam.
Which means stand.
Stand. I Madiam Shabbat.
No, we're going to give the teacher one.
Madiam, we're going to give the teacher one courtesy salute. Man of Israel, I Madiam. I Madiam Shabbat. I Madiam. Yahweh. Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Brakatam.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Brakatam.
Would that be say Yamajmata? Yajamata. Class dismissed.
In the stream, Mark. That's how we get down.
Okay, since they don't go on that.